What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So I just figured I'd make a bit of a topic video concerning the Haslab Victory Saber release. Because Deathsaurus is dropping in a few weeks or next month, and Hasbro did the recent unboxing video showing off the packaging and all the different features of the figure. So I just figured it would be, a perfect time to talk about this certain concern that you could see in the title of the video. With the white plastic, y'all know by now the infamous issue the past few years with recent Hasbro Transformers releases. White plastic figures are yellowing much quicker than they should be. Like within a few months of having a figure, people's copies start yellowing out of the blue. We don't know the exact reason, or at least I don't know the exact reason. There's a lot of theories out there. It could be due to location, heating, the sunlight, them using cheaper plastic, or them using different cleaning products. Since what happened in 2020, I'm not going to say it, so something doesn't happen here on my YouTube video. I honestly have no idea, and pretty much nobody else knows. Hasbro hasn't addressed why it happened. All they've said is that the issue has been fixed, which, I don't know, I guess time will tell, but, my Leo Prime hasn't yellowed yet, my Override hasn't yellowed. The most recent figure that I can think of that has come out that has started to yellow in certain areas is JaAm, and I'm not the only one that's had that problem. It's been reported across the board on the internet, whether you're talking about on Instagram or on the TFW boards and so on. People have had that problem with JaAm where the hip section yellows, some pieces on the back. It's like certain pieces of plastic, depending on the material and what grade of plastic Hasbro uses on, different hinges or sliding pieces or articulated joints, they just yellow out of the blue, out of nowhere for basically no reason, or at least a reason that we have no idea what it could be right now. As of this recording, my Victory Saber has not yellowed at all yet. I've had this figure for going on a year now. I got it on the secondary market, and yeah, it hasn't yellowed at all. I've had it in the sunlight sometimes. I've had it, just hanging around where I'm messing around playing with them, so just normal play wear, like how it should be. There should be no yellowing on figures that are only a few years old. You should start to expect it once your figure gets to the 5 or 10 year mark, in between, somewhere in between those. Like, that's how it used to be. That used to be the standard, and nowadays we're worried after we have a white figure for a few months, or hell, even a few weeks, it starts yellowing. Like, it's just so insane and crazy to me that this is happening with figures. Now, like I said, Hasbro has said the issue has been solved. I think that was earlier this year or sometime late last year. I can't remember. But I don't know. There's still the recent figure like JaAm, which just dropped last year. I'm drawing a blank on who else. Oh, there was Shrapnel. He was yellowing. It wasn't white plastic, but it was the gray plastic with the antennas and stuff. He is yellowing right out of the box. Like, people buy him at the store, or they see him in the store, and you look through the packaging and you could see certain parts of him yellowing. It's like, what the hell is going on here? What is going on in those factories? What products are they using? Did Hasbro change the plastic? Is Hasbro using cheaper plastic that we don't know about? Is it some sort of chemical reaction to some cleaning products that Hasbro started to use, during 2020 or 2019? Who the hell knows? I honestly have no freaking idea. Another example is Siege Jetfire. He recently got a reissue earlier this year, which I was able to get my hands on one of those reissue copies. And so far, at the time of this recording, there has been no yellowing on him, which is fabulous. He's a great figure, and I would hate for that to happen to such a well-done figure like Jetfire there from Hasbro. The issue is starting to go away because it's not as frequent as it was last year, 2021, 2020. We were getting reports of figures yellowing way faster than they should be pretty much every month back then, you know? So it's really dialed down this year. A likely contender that a lot of us thought was going to happen by now was Leo Prime in Wave 1 of Legacy Evolution this year. And I don't think there's been any reports of him yellowing right now. My copy hasn't yellowed, and I've had it since February, I think. So, yeah, I don't know if this is still a problem or not. It kind of is a problem if Shrapnel, who has gray plastic, is yellowing. I think there were some other releases this year that had, you know, minor QC problems in terms of yellowing, not just with white plastic, but with gray plastic too. I don't know, don't quote me on that, I can't really remember, but in terms of Victory Saber here, I have no idea if this copy is going to start yellowing, but if it does, it's just going to be another plagued issue with these two figures, you know, with the QC problems that I'm sure everybody watching this video knows by now, in terms of the missing parts, swapped out parts that shouldn't be on certain areas. There was a major problem with the chrome paint on the chest regions for both figures. There was a paint problem in general, not just with the chrome pieces. A lot of tolerance issues, loose joints, pieces missing in some copies. It was just a mess. Like, so many copies reported online had these issues, and if this figure is going to start yellowing soon, I mean, this is like a $230 figure. It's a Haslab. It's supposed to be a high-grade, high-quality piece here made by Hasbro. And the fact that a figure that has had such a low production run and this many copies having that many QC issues is just crazy to me. Now, my copy hasn't yellowed, and I can't remember if anybody has reported on their copies yellowing. But man, with Deathsaurus coming out, it would be such a pain in the you-know-what if we start to see reports of these two figures yellowing, Star Saber and Victory Leo. Like, I don't know, man. That's my main worry right now with these figures. That's why I don't put them in the sunlight too often at all. I mostly have them in my closet, standing on a little shelf I have. If these figures start yellowing a few years from now, 5, 7, 10 years from now, I wouldn't care. It's just how figures with those types of colors age. It is what it is. But you know, in the next couple years, if something starts happening, that's a little bit fishy, and I'm gonna think, or even next year or whatever, or a few months from now, it could really happen anytime. There's figures that have come out in 2020, and people are now starting to report that the figure is yellowing prematurely, basically. So I don't know what's going to happen with this mold. I'm basically just praying to the figure gods that nothing yellows or there's no major discoloration like freaking Kingdom Tigatron or Cyberverse RC levels bad with this Victory Saber set right here. There was also another QC problem with this set. The minifigures I had, mind you, I barely touched them, played with them, transformed them at all, but there were stress marks on multiple joints. I've transformed Victory Saber once or twice, and the amount of brittle stress mark areas with the hinges that I've seen is just crazy. And I know I'm not the only one that has talked about this. It seems like what they did was they overcharged for something that was priced like a little bit higher than what we would get a Commander class for. I'd say this set is more so like $130 more than $230. They probably upcharged it $100 because of it being a Haslab and it having a low production run, whatever. It is what it is. But, I don't know. The whole point of this video, I'm rambling on here, is that adding on to all the QC issues that this set already has, if this thing starts yellowing, especially right around the time people start to get in their Deathsaurus copies, there's going to be a massive uproar. It's going to be pretty controversial, and Hasbro's going to have to address this, because they've said, they said that the yellowing problem was fixed earlier this year or last year, I can't remember when, and you know, it's teetering on whether or not it truly is fixed, because we've had the problem with Shrapnel, we've had the problem with Jixus, and probably a couple other figures that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. So, I don't know. it's just nerve-wracking for me to think about such a high value and expensive figure starting to yellow only a couple years after having it, when it should only be happening 5 to 10 years after. Like, I have figures that are 20 years old that have not been through it, but I've used them, I've played with them, and they haven't started to yellow yet. It's just crazy to me. It's sign of the times, cheaper quality, or who knows what's going on at these Hasbro factories. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. Let me know down in the comments below. What do y'all think about the yellowing situation? Do you guys think the Victory Saber set will prematurely yellow at some point soon? All my social medias are linked down below. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. My email is also down below if y'all want to email me about business inquiries, or if you want to hit me up about whatever. Or if you want to commission a diorama from me, because I make dioramas for people for their stop motions, photography, or just regular display shelves in their homes. You could either hit me up on any of my social medias or just email me and we could work out a deal. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye!